And we are back to Doom Eternal Ultra Nightmare Survival Guide. Since id Software has finally released a brand new master level and it actually has Ultra Nightmare support, it's time for me to come back to this series. So right off the bat, this beginning area, I kind of like to use the micro missiles for the Lost Souls. And this is a pretty simple fight. You know, I don't really think there's much I can say though here. You can pretty much do anything you want here. But after this is where it does kind of get a little bit interesting here. So there are going to be two Mankabai that's going to spawn here. And I really recommend you to do what I do. Chain gun with like two frag grenades just to get rid of them ASAP. Oh, this was a little bit weird here. I like to use plasma gun on the carcass here. And I really love like this level for like the incentive of plasma gun. Like I kind of noticed there are some fights that are very helpful if you use the plasma gun, especially for heat blast. And that's great because if you guys been watching this series, you guys know that I love heat blast. And it's just great that this is all like base campaign like content, so no need to worry about the DLC enemies. But once you kind of clear those two Mankabai, there's gonna be like a nasty ambush of like specters, pinkies. I kind of like to really like this fight can be very random, and honestly I think like there's no like shame of using a BFG here. Like basically I'm trying to get rid of, like what I like to do is I try to get rid of like the specters, and because like the specters they can body block you and you can't meat hook around like them, so it's good to get rid of the specters and then try to get rid of like the other guys. And yeah, it's a pretty simple fight for me really, but if you absolutely have to use like a BFG for that fight, no shame about it. And this little two Baron encounter, I think this is like pretty self-explanatory. It shouldn't be too bad. You know, just SSG Ballista, abuse the frag grenades or abuse the freeze bomb, or you could use SSG PB if you prefer. Now, on my second playthrough, I actually found the, I went down with the little battery thing, and there's actually an extra mega health, but the thing is, it kind of spawns like I think 3 or 4 Hell Knights, and I didn't do it for this playthrough because it just wasn't worth it, really. And right here, I kind of forgot the Arachnotron here. That Arachnotron kind of surprised me a bit. Alright, so your first Marauder encounter here. This first Marauder, oh yeah, this is the first time I got this weird visual glitch. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, this first Marauder encounter, not really too bad. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. You know, you just treat him like a normal Marauder. I've never had any weird moments with this guy. I've kind of like played through this master level like probably 5 times by now. So yeah, it should be like a very standard fight. So right here, I'm glad like the map didn't crash or anything, because I thought like I'd had to like reset my level and stuff. So this part, oh my god, this part was like so terrible. I played really awful here. Like the Cyber Demon, like I did not do a good job at handling the Cyber Demons here. My meat hooking was really weird here. Like, yeah, for some reason my meat hooking, it wasn't really doing like what I wanted it to do here. And this really made things super awkward. And there was a time where I was kind of like on low health more than I wanted to. But I was trying to do like the same strategy I did for my second Nightmare playthrough, where I just basically use that play. Yeah, look at this. This is like so awful. For some reason my meat hook was kind of like not working for this recording footage. But yeah, I was trying to use like the same strategy that I did for my second Nightmare playthrough, and my second Nightmare playthrough, it was way more cleaner than this. This was pretty awful. So this was completely improvised. I had to kind of figure out what to do now here, because generally I was supposed to have like good health and armor, but now like you're supposed to have a good health and armor while taking care of those 2 Cyber Demons, and then you just go and spawn kill the Arachnotrons. I think it's 5 Arachnotrons. I decided to take it pretty slow here because, well, my health and armor wasn't too great. And by the way, this fight, like, I think this fight can be a little bit hectic, because there's like a lot of heavy demons, but the big advantage of this fight is like you have a big open space here, so don't worry if things get too like crazy. You can always you know, just run around the arena here. Oh, and speaking of the ballista, I actually ended up using more of the destroyer blade for this add-on here. Mainly because of like the fights are a lot more heavier on the heavy demons, and I realized a lot of like these demons are very vulnerable to the ballista. I mean to the destroyer blade. So I started using more of like the destroyer blade for this recording session. Which, if you guys been watching like my other Ultra Nightmare you know, videos, I generally don't use the destroyer blade that much. I've always preferred Arbalist. But for this map, this is special. So yeah, right here, once you get rid of like the, I think like 5 Arachnotron and 2 Revenants, these 2 Cyber Mankabai, they always spawn here. And I like using the plasma gun here. Yeah, plasma gun, heat blast, blood punch. And then you get like these barons here. It's kind of hard to like be very aggressive on like the barons in this map because there's like so much stuff that can just like swarm you, so you gotta be careful. And I remember I had a hard time trying to find a maker drone just for like the ammo. So yeah, right here I was like, oh crap, this is weird. Oh god, that's it. Oh, and I got stuck here. This was stupid. I don't know how I got stuck. That's always the worst, getting stuck in like geometry in this game. And by the way, those red lasers, they actually do a lot of damage. They do like 50 damage, so be very careful and try not to like, you know, take damage from it. Alright, what else can I say here? Like, you know, like I said about this fight, you know, if things get crazy, just kind of run around the map. Right here, I was just trying to play real defensively because I didn't have the ammo. And I think eventually I started chainsawing ammo soon because I noticed like my rockets and my, yeah, see my ballista, everything was like all low here and I needed the ammo. And that's one thing I'm really proud of, like, this recording footage here. I managed to show more micro missile action. The micro missiles is awesome. Definitely one of my favorite weapon mods here. And by the way, the maker drones are like your best friend for this fight. Like the 200, I mean, like they fill up your health, and of course the ammo is really big. So right here, I finally whipped out the destroyer blade. So if you guys watched my previous Ultra Nightmare videos, you guys know that I really enjoy using blood punch with the shield, chain shield, for countering the whiplashes. That's a very good strategy for, like, you know, smaller groups of whiplashes. But if there's a lot of them, I definitely recommend like lock-on rockets or the destroyer blade. Yeah, this fight went on forever. I think this is probably like slower than what I did on my second Nightmare walkthrough when I was just trying to practice and learn like the enemy spawns and all that stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, it's just about surviving. It's not really so much about speed. Oh my god, look at that blood punch. It was super laggy. I actually wanted to glory kill that Baron for more of a full blood punch, but I didn't get it. Did I? Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember I got that maker drone with the destroyer blade. Like what is it? I'm not a big fan of destroyer blade because it just feels so weak compared to like the siege mode, which, you know, that was like my favorite weapon mod from Doom 2016. And I just kind of hate like how it's inconsistent with its damage too. Like sometimes it doesn't seem to kill certain enemies at like the full charge. So right here I was trying to explore in that one area with the lives just to see if there's anything that got replaced, but there's nothing. So alright, so I'm just kinda, oh yeah, I was kinda like trying to remember what I needed to do. Alright, so this part. So I remember this is the very first time where I actually kind of like realized, hey, you know, the primary charged micro missiles can actually be useful here. And yeah, this is what I eventually took advantage of, because in my last 2 playthroughs, before I did my Ultra Nightmare playthrough, I was using like the chain shield just to get rid of like those what is it, like Mancubus and like a couple of like the regular soldiers, I think. So yeah, right here I kind of don't remember the tentacles. I'm just kind of getting my thought process in here, because I honestly think this fight, like, it's not hard, but it is kind of scary. Like, I do think like if things really go wrong here, things can totally, you could probably die or just not have enough health and armor that you want to have. Yeah, look at this. Like that cyber Mancubus can be a problem because you're in that little small area. And this is where the destroyer blade is great here. Oh, look at that chain shield. That was really good timing. Did I chainsaw? Yeah, I remember I chainsawed one of these zombies. Always, like, you know, keep your ammo stacked, especially in a master level. You really want to. So yeah, I'm just checking to make sure there's no like sentinel armor or anything for all like those extra lives. So this arena was pretty cool. I thought what they did to spice up this arena was very interesting. And I actually kind of forgot the Cackle Demons here. Like, I remember I had a little bit of a hiccup moment. And that's scary because Cackle Demons, like, you know, you don't really want them to get up close to you. And I remember I had like 2 of them close to me, I think. So yeah, that is why like I always do like 2 normal Nightmare playthroughs before I yeah, this was a little scary. I was like, oh god. That's why I always like to do 2 normal Nightmare playthroughs. You know, one is just to play the game on regular Nightmare, just to enjoy it and also kind of like prepare myself for Ultra Nightmare. And the second playthrough is mostly designed to like prepare myself for Ultra Nightmare and just trying to learn all the enemy placements. And you really gotta be careful with like those electricity near like the monkey bars. They actually do quite a bit of damage. I'm not really sure how much they do, particularly, but it is like enough where, you know, you don't really want to like take it, or else you're gonna have to like be forced to look for fodder and all that stuff here. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the Cackle Demon here. It's so important to remember like all the enemies that you need to fight when it comes to master levels, because they could totally get you killed. And I almost forgot, there's actually a BFG here. Like, you can use a BFG here if you really want to. Like, if you really just want to speed up the process. I think I should have used it, but, you know, I was having kind of fun just playing like the standard way here, that I didn't really feel like I needed to use the BFG. But it's definitely nice if you just want to like just use it, you know, because it is a master level. So, you know, the moment you're done with the level, that's it. You don't have to like worry about like saving BFG ammo for like the next level or anything like in the campaign. So I decided to get that chainsaw ammo for 2 pips. Okay, so this part is really interesting. I found out, like, the Slayer Gate, it actually gives you, like, Sentinel armor, and it gives you an extra life if you play it on, what is it? Any difficulty except, like, for Ultra Nightmare. But on Ultra Nightmare, I feel like going to that place is kind of useless because, you know, yeah, you get Sentinel armor, but you have to do, like, you have to fight, like, I think 2 Doom Hunters and something else. And I kind of don't recommend it. It's really not worth going to the Slayer Gate location just to get that. So for this part, I like to use micro missiles there just to get rid of the lost souls. Yeah, this fight, like, it's just like a little small fight just to build up for the next big arena. So this arena was actually pretty scary here. It kind of, what is it? Enemies were being a lot more aggressive than I thought here, even though I personally don't think this arena was as bad as I feel like it is. But I don't know, you know, this game is random. Sometimes you just kind of get a little unlucky in certain situations. And speaking of unlucky in certain situations, you're gonna see, I did get another unlucky moment while recording this map. So yeah, just doing like the standard way of going to that one arena in Nabad. I actually kind of forgot about like this little barrel thing. I was like, what the? That's actually very useful because, you know, at full upgrades you get ammo for that. So this part was kind of interesting. I kind of liked how you had to backtrack here and try to look for the buff totem thing. And here's another thing I found out here. The moment you kill that buff totem, you really want to chainsaw because everyone's gonna die. See, everyone just dies here, so you don't have to kill all the fodder. And I definitely prefer to use Destroyer Blade in this arena. So this arena, try not to like stay on the bottom. Try not to do that because of the fog. Even though it's not really a big issue, but it could still be annoying because you can't really see things clearly. And basically this arena, you need to kill like a certain amount of fodder to spawn in the heavy demons. There are always like 2 Arachnotrons that kind of like, yeah, there it is. They always like spawn in this little area. Once like the carcasses comes out here, I definitely like to use my plasma gun. I remember I started using the plasma gun more once I hear the carcass spawn, or the multiple amount of carcasses. But yeah, when there's no like carcasses, I kind of just go free. I almost forgot the Spectre Whiplash. So the Spectre Whiplash is actually pretty vulnerable to like the heat blast of the plasma gun. I almost forgot to mention that. So, you know, you could try to like use plasma gun during the Spectre Whiplash in this encounter. There's not too many of them. That one, I think there's only 2 like Spectre Whiplash shiz, but I swear, like every time I kill like the first one, I could never find like the second one. It's always super hard to find it. Yeah, so right here I remember I was trying to like scout for it. There it is. That was a really nice kill. So I like to use a crucible on this cyber demon here. I use it just to kind of get rid of him so I don't have to worry about like him blocking my way. And here it is, I start spamming the plasma gun. Because eventually you're gonna get like 3 barons, I think, in this little small arena. And it's pretty annoying with like the carcass. Like, there's a lot of blocking that can go on and stuff. So this is another arena with BFG. You could also use the BFG here if you need to. Like always, you know, I don't really need it. I was feeling pretty good here. And you know, it's just kind of more fun to play without the BFG. But yeah, definitely use the BFG if you have to, guys. You know, it's part of the game. I mean, I always hear people saying, like, you know, if you're playing this game with super weapons, you're not playing the game properly. That's not true. I mean, you know, just play like how you want to play it, basically. So right here, I remember this is where things went completely downhill here. Okay, but yep, my weapon wheel is kind of getting a little bit. My weapon wheel skills were starting to get a little sloppy here. Yep, this is where it gets scary. I was like, oh god, this is scary. Look at my health here. Like I said in like my previous Ultra Nightmare videos, if things really go wrong, just hug your chain shield. And it's always gonna come for you. And yeah, I went down from like what, 60 or 80 health to like almost full health and full armor here. And that's why the chain shield is like the best, you know, the best mod in this game without a doubt. I'm just curious if you guys like made it like this far to this video. Like, do you guys think the chain shield should be nerfed? Do you guys think or do you guys think like they should make mobile turret more stronger to kind of like convince people to use like mobile turret more? I've always thought like mobile turret should like, it should definitely have higher damage, but at the same time increase like the stun rate. Like, I feel like if mobile turret can completely stun an archvile where an archvile cannot like teleport, I think that's absolutely big. Like, that is so game changing. It'll probably like, you know, make mobile turret a lot more useful. And there's actually what is it, sentinel armor there if you need it. Alright, so this next arena didn't really go in my favor. You're gonna see why.
If the crucible blade is removed.
So right here, I found out that it's very good to. Oh my god, that carcass! I found out the what is it? The destroyer blade here can be very useful here. You don't have to use a plasma gun here. It's kind of like slow and a little bit cumbersome. But destroyer blade can totally handle those shield guys, which is great. God, that pesky revenant. I think this level is actually pretty good for like the micro missiles. Like, I'm thinking about like replaying more of the replaying more of this level just to try to experiment with micro missiles and all that stuff. Alright, so this one was kind of hairy, I'm not gonna lie, especially during my first playthrough. So I remember right here, I didn't really have enough ammo here, so I kind of had to like force myself to go for the fodder. I really like to save the freeze grenade for this archvile. He always spawns here, so it's really easy to get rid of him. Oh, this was super awkward. I was like, what the hell's going on here? I had no idea where the archvile was right here, so I was a little bit scared, and then I saw him. He was very weak, luckily. Yeah, that one archvile can be a little bit, He likes to teleport at times. Oh my god, that was a good shot. Very good timing there. God, I hate when locked on rockets doesn't like do what I wanted to do right there. Like that's always frustrating. So, alright, right here, I remember I kind of made a mistake here. I feel like I didn't do enough DPS on like the heavy demons for this wave here. And another thing that I made a big mistake for this fight is I actually kind of forgot about the ping elemental. Yeah, I was trying to get that, what is it, the drone right there, but something was attacking me and just moving me. So this is where my damage per second was starting to really get bad here. And yep, see, I'm starting to get crowded, and I was like, oh crap, this is terrible. I decided to put on saving throw, but look at this. For some reason, it activated my saving throw, even though I had my chain shield on. So that was really bullshit. And what's funny is like this is the second time where my saving throw gets activated in this series just because of nonsense. My very first time I lost my saving throw was in the base camping, and it was at the end of the fight on Nabad. Like, isn't that funny? Now I lose my saving throw because I'm doing the master level here. And just like in the base camping, I lose my saving throw just because of nonsense rather than like it's actually my fault. Even though, you know, I think like I would have actually no, I would have not lose my saving throw right there. I had my chain shield on, so I would have definitely been able to get that mega health with no problem. But yeah, you know, I did make a pretty big mistake when the Arachnotron wave kind of spawned in here. So yeah, guys, try to really prioritize like the heavy demons before like the pain elemental comes in, because that was my big mistake with this fight here. So right here I decided to replace it with my favorite rune, Blood Field. So yeah, the pressure is on here. I'm halfway through this level and now I have no more saving throw. And I don't know like how often you guys got that visual glitch, but that was like, it was pretty ridiculous that, you know, I was getting this, because this was like my, what is it, that was the first time I had that glitch, so yeah. And by the way, you can just go up here and just kill the Arachnotron ASAP, because I think like he always kind of spawned where like I'm going right here, so you can just SSG ballista him to death, or just rocket launcher him, just do whatever, yeah. Alright, so this next fight is another fun one, even though it's a little bit dragging, I guess. But this fight right here is definitely great for the Destroyer Blade. And it's just like this kind of fight and certain, what is it? That one fight before you get into like the second buff totem room fight. Like these fights are what convinced me to really start using more of the Destroyer Blade. Oh, this was nice here. Oh, look at all that AoE damage with the chain shield and grenade. And this is why I love Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused is so big. Yep. Power of Destroyer Blade. Now, oh, whoa, this was scary. I don't really think there's much I could comment here. Like, I feel like the hardest part of this arena is really like the early fights, like the Whiplash wave and the Cacodemon wave. But after that, it gets pretty easy here. The only thing you gotta really be careful is just like the shield guys. The shield guys are definitely scary here. Like that's another thing that I kind of like realized with this master level. There are so many shield guys, and I've had a lot of scary moments with shield guys during my tag 1, you know, recording session. So be very careful with like the shield guys. You know, always be ready for like the plasma gun or the chain shield, you know, if you have to just get rid of them. Oh, this was sick here. Oh yeah, primary charge micro missiles on the what do you call it? On the Doom Hunter. So yeah, I got like a good variety of like using different weapons during like this recording session here. And I think it's because of like just how like the fights are designed. Like I really like how it seems like a lot of these fights, they really kind of want you to like use certain weapons. And it's good. It really does kind of make like the flow and the pacing of this level feel great. Because if there's one thing I'm not a big fan of this master level is I do think there are like a little bit too many fights that kind of like last too long. Like I do think there should be like some fights that have like a little more waves, you know. Especially the final wave of this level. I think that one went a little too long for my taste. So I actually heard like the ballista actually has no more like splash damage. I'm not really sure if that's completely true, but I've been kind of noticing like my splash damage of the ballista. It seems like it's not doing as much damage. And I think they did this to kind of like, because there was a way where you could cheese like the marauder, like you shoot at his feet with the ballista and then he kind of like goes back to being stunned. But I think they should kind of like they should still introduce the little splash damage of the ballista, but make the marauder be immune from it. So this fight, I don't really think this fight's too bad. It's just a lot of kiting and just kind of being patient. I mean, especially the two marauder fight here. You really have to be patient. Sometimes I remember these guys were being a little bit annoying. Like they seemed like they weren't really blinking as much. And it's a lot of kiting. Like it's just constantly kiting around. But I do think this fight is really cool, like especially compared to like the base camping. Like this feels so different, and I think this is a great arena for like the two marauder fight too. It's definitely better than the final arena, and I'm glad this this dual marauder fight is actually fun, because you know the last dual marauder fight that we had before this level is the one on Amora from Tag 2. And I didn't really like that. It was just way too slow. It's just kind of annoying. But this is way like more frantic. Oh! Nice, I got the little trick right there. So here it is, the two marauder fights is gonna happen here. I think when I first played this, I thought like I was fighting 3 marauders at the same time, but I was right that I was fighting 3 marauders, but it's 1 marauder for like the final wave, and then the next heavy demon wave, it's the 2 marauder. I don't know if they should do like a 3 marauder encounter for like future master levels. I do think 2 marauders just feel perfect, you know. Like what is it? I did the Tag 2 Easter egg with the 5 marauder fight. Like that was so tedious. Like it's way too tedious, and it's just annoying too, because like Marauder's AI could be a bit janky sometimes. Like they can really just slow down the game, and 2 Marauders just kind of feel right. Like you have to be aggressive, but at the same time you kind of have to be passive. I think with 3 Marauders you might have to be like a lot more passive. So yeah, this fight just kind of like, you know, kite around with these guys and just spam the SSG ballista. on the two marauders. You can also try to use the grenade launcher too. And I also use like the regular grenade when I'm trying to fight these two marauders. And there is a mega health here if you really need it. But I think I generally don't really need the mega health here. I find this fight to be pretty relaxing and easy. It's just all about focus, you know, you just gotta focus. So right there, like, that was kind of like a splash damage of my ballista, but the prowler didn't take any damage there for some reason. Oh, whoa, I was getting stuck there. That was the worst. So right here, I remember I was tempted, but I'm like, nah, I don't need no mega health. I'm okay. And by the ways, I think, what is it? I remember there was a time where I did kind of like get out of like this arena. Like I was glory killing something like close to like the windows, and I managed to get out of the arena. You actually teleport back. Like, it's kind of weird. But it makes sense. Because, you know, especially how glitchy, like, the modern Doom games are. But then again, it's just like a Bethesda thing, really. Simple fight, really. I personally don't think this fight is too bad. Like I said, just focus, kite around, and, you know, try to kill the imps for your ammo, your armor regeneration, and you're pretty much good to go. You know, if you have to like use the mega health, do it. So this fight, very simple. You know, I just kind of just do this. I always get rid of the pain elemental, and then I just go for the cyber mancubus when I kill the shield guys. Really simple. Alright, so this next, not like this fight here, but the fight after is definitely one of the hardest fights for this level. To me, this is the second hardest fight. The first one, I mean, the hardest fight is definitely the Two-archvile, where you can't, like, attack them. That one was so evil. Even on my first playthrough, I was like, what the hell's this? You know, I didn't record like my reaction or anything because I generally don't like to do that. You know, I like to like stay focused and all that stuff, but I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do here? And I knew like this fight was going to be like, you know, a run killer for Ultra Nightmare. So I knew like I had to really try to like study it. And for this fight, I actually like to use a BFG in this room here. Especially once the buffed cyber mancs they come out. It's so scary to fight like buffed cyber mancs in this room. I personally think the Hell Knights are not too bad, although, oh yeah, I made a little mistake. I hit my bumper. That was really bad. I personally think the cyber mancs in this room is pretty scary. And another thing is like the hell, you do fight like Hell Knights here too, buffed Hell Knights, but I don't think they're too bad. You could always like meat hook around them. And you know that little like sphere in the middle right there? If you actually jump up top of that thing, the Hell Knights kind of glitch out for some reason. It's kind of funny. I remember this fight went really clean for me. Although, what is it? Once the buffed Hell Knights came out, it was a little scary, but I still managed to, you know, get control. I think I should have. Yeah, I got a little too greedy there. I should have not waited for that. I think I went for like the 3-pip destroyer blade there. If I remember, like, this fight, the Hell Knights are what trigger the next wave here. So you really just want to get rid of the Hell Knights and the Baron and the, carcasses to trigger the next fight. So right here, this is where I got my BFG out. Definitely good to use BFG to get rid of all the what do you call it, Siren Manx. And try to get rid of the what do you call it, the Hell Knights here. They're very scary. I think the Prowlers can be scary at times, but the Hell Knights definitely need to die. Like, you don't want them to directly hit you. So this is where it was getting a little scary. See, my health is going low. I'm starting to freak out a little bit here because I have no saving throw. Yeah, my meat hook was not working there. That was pretty unfortunate. I definitely recommend you to just abuse the lock-on rockets here. I completely forgot my chainsaw was on cooldown there. That was a bit scary. Oh, this was scary here. I was like, what? I was just trying to run around. Alright, this was scary. Look at this. I did not think I was going to get that buff totem there. But yeah, when you kill all the Hell Knights and you move into this wave can be pretty scary too. Especially like it just happens so fast. But luckily I got a little lucky here, especially with that big stack. Alright, so yeah, I would say this was a pretty clean fight, other than the fight where I had to fight the buff Hell Knights and the Prowlers. I definitely recommend you to just try to like really use the meat hook to dance around them, and try to keep them at your distance, and of course, abuse the lock-on rockets on the Hell Knights. Like, they need to die. Don't worry about the Prowlers, you know, just use the meat hook for the Prowlers. If you need to kill them and get armor. I got a little lost here. I was like, wait, where am I going? I'm actually glad they did not add a fight here, because I actually thought they were going to add like another fight here, because that fight was pretty exhausting. You know, that was the second hardest fight in my opinion, and we're just a couple more fights away to the hardest one. And that last, what is it, the second last fight with the Two-archviles, that one's going to require an insane amount of concentration. And what is it? The best way to I'll eventually talk about it once we get there. But this next fight, I think this one is one of these like surprise encounters. It's just to like throw you off, but it's really not that bad. Oh my god, my ballista is glitching out. Oh, that was dumb. I really recommend you to try to save the freeze grenade here for like the Mancubus. Yeah, the plasma gun can also be great here against pinkies. Yeah, this is where the freeze grenade is great. Yeah, really simple fight. I don't really think this fight, I don't really think I need to really explain what I'm doing here. You know, just try to like kill the Hell Knights, then try to kill a couple of the pinkies. Once you kill a couple of those pinkies, try to look for the Mancubus. The Mancubus would definitely be like the biggest threat in this little arena. I was trying to get my blood punch here. Always important to get 2 blood punches, especially like, you know, for master level, since it's end game stuff. Alright, so this next arena, I actually think when I first played through this level, I actually thought this arena was a bit scary, but you know, after playing multiple times of this map, I think this arena isn't really as scary anymore. Because now, like, I kind of know what to do. But it's definitely one of these arenas where you could totally get body blocked a lot. And you have to be very prepared. So, definitely still requires, like, a decent amount of focus. You're really going to have to be smart with your equipment, too. And try to, like, you know, use the flame belch at like large groups of enemies. So this fight, generally you have to kill like a certain amount of fodder to summon the heavies. This fight is really great for the grenade launcher. Oh wow, I actually use some... Yeah, micro missiles can also be great here too. Just kill a bunch of fodder until like the heavy demons spawn. Okay, so this is where the heavy demons start to spawn here. Oh yeah, this was awkward. Yep, this was super awkward. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Luckily I had a nice like blood punch, freeze bomb, flame belch stack right there. That really saved me. And by the way, it's like, you know, the gargoyles here can be pretty scary too, because there's like, you know, their melee really hurts. I'd never really thought like gargoyles to be that scary, but man, they could totally be scary at times here. And this is one of like these arenas where they're really used to their fullest potential. So right here, I'm trying to like take it real slow here. Because I really, yep, I wanted like a good stack. Because I knew like the last wave was going to be a little scary. Since there are so many Hell Knights and Prowlers and stuff for the last wave. And that last wave of this fight is just pretty much abusing like the lock-on rockets. So there it is. So we start abusing lock-on rockets. Destroyer Blade is also great for this fight too. If you could get like a good freeze bomb. I couldn't really use Destroyer Blade here because I was a little too occupied. Oh wow, that was a good micro missile use out of there. Yeah, that's how you handle this fight here. So be very careful of like, you know, getting overly whelmed in that arena. Like I said, I don't think it's too hard, but you do gotta like be careful and stay focused. And now we're at the scariest arena in this master level, the Two-archvile room. So this room, I think, you know, if you played this level, you know how it works. There's these two archviles that you can't attack, but there are like certain enemies that kind of like triggers them. And I'm gonna show you how to do it here. There are these two dread knights that always spawn down here. Try to get rid of them. I use lock on in the ballista here. It's very consistent. And then there's gonna be these what do you call it? These two cyber demons that spawn like left and right in this area. Try to kill them with the crucible. And once you kill them with the crucible, it's time to whip out that BFG and try to shoot at the archvile if you can here. And then get rid of the last one. There it is. That's how you handle this fight. A very scary fight, and let me tell you, things can really go wrong here. I feel like I was a little bit lucky, but like I said, if you have to like use two BFGs, do it. Don't be scared about it. I'm lucky that I managed to only use one BFG here. And now for the final arena. And I honestly think the final arena, like, on my very first playthrough, I actually did not want to use 2 BFG in the Two-archvile room. Because, you know, I've been watching, like, Hugo's streams. And I remember he said, like, the final room for Nabad master level, he said it was, like, the hardest, like, fight they've ever done. So, on my first playthrough, I was trying to keep it BFG just in case things really go south. But honestly, I didn't really think this fight was that bad. I actually thought it was kind of one of the easier ones. I mean, it could still be scary, don't get me wrong. Especially in this arena, once you come back and you fight like the 3 or 4 barons, that can be a little scary at times. Especially with like the fog, where you really don't want to go down because you can't really see what's going on. I was trying to get my primary charge micro missiles, it didn't work. Does anyone think micro missiles need a buff? I personally think it does. Or maybe like precision bolt needs a nerf, just to encourage micro missiles more. So yeah, these Menkabais, once they come out, get rid of them. And once you kill the Menkabai and the Hell Knights, you're pretty much going to be teleported to the next arena. I remember, yeah, I was trying to find like who's still alive here. There's the Hell Knight that I was trying to look for. Oh my god, that was totally on the Hell Knight there. That was so dumb. Alright, so this arena is really simple. Just go to that lift and yeah, that buff totem is always going to be there. Then just run away and you can pretty much do whatever you want here. I pretty much use the Arbalist on the Pain Elemental. And then, what is it? There are like 4 Cackle Demons that spawn, I think. Very simple fight. Like, this fight is pretty much, like, it's way easier compared to the one where you first come to this arena. So, right here, I was like, oh wait, I have a BFG here. Why don't I just use my BFG? Because, you know, why not? So, I decided to use a BFG here. If you have a spare BFG, just use it here. Just to speed up the process, you know. And there's like a haste down there, but I think haste is pretty useless. So I pretty much avoid it. I mean, it could be great for lock-on rocket spamming here, but I never really find myself needing it. Oh yeah, primary charge micro missiles. Oh yeah. Oh, that was some pretty good use of the buff micro missiles there. I don't know if the Prowlers count as like heavy demons in this wave here, but I think they do. Because like in some of the fights there are like respawning Prowlers, so yeah. They're kind of like a fodder enemy in this level. So this part, you're pretty much forced to use the Crucible. There are no fodder here, and you know, 3 Cyber Demons are super tanky. Very like, you know, heavy on the ammo, so just use the Crucible. And if you have any spare Crucible left, you could just use it on the not two Cyber Demons, I mean on like the Baron, once you get rid of these 2 Doom Hunters. I was trying to reposition myself because I thought I was getting a little bit overwhelmed. Oh, that was a good stack there. I can't believe this guy was still alive. That was really annoying. decided to chainsaw this guy for speed and ammo. And this is like some good use of the micro missile here, yeah. I noticed I didn't kill the Doom Hunter. I decided to crucible one of the barons here. I think there are 3 or 4 barons, I'm not sure. So these barons, just be kind of careful with them. Don't get too greedy. It could totally get you killed. And there's a lot of like fodder here, so you know, if things really go wrong and you need health and armor, just try to look at a good group of them and then just abuse like the flame belch or freeze bomb them if you need like the health. And once you get rid of the, what was it, the Baron wave, it's pretty much another 2 marauder fight here. And I think this is like, what is it, the easiest 2 marauder fight ever. This is definitely like the easiest wave for this entire section. So I was just trying to like look for them here because I remember I couldn't find where they were, and I wanted to be in a good position too, you know, making sure they don't sneak up on me. You definitely want to like be careful of that, you know, be very careful if there's like, you know, another marauder trying to sneak up on you. If you do fall down the fog, I really recommend you to, yeah, try to look for those little lifts right there. They're kind of like bright, so go up on them so you could see, you can have better vision. Yeah, so right here I was like, come on, come at me. Yeah, my lock-on rocket trick didn't work here. So I got 1 down. There it is. This is pretty much GG here. Yeah, it's just a bunch of fodder left. It's really easy. And yeah, that's pretty much how you handle, you know, Taras Nabad master level. Definitely a great master level. It's definitely the hardest, you know, Doom Eternal content so far. But as hard it is, it's not impossible. And I hope, you know, this video has helped you guys conquer it. Thank you for watching.